Next, we can go into what firms are looking for. I got a question here, but I don't know if I can. I guess I'm going to keep going, and then hopefully somebody will moderate the question. Okay, so in general, I mean, firms, when they think about, when they meet you for the first time, when you're going through the interview process, the big question is really, could I put this person in front of a client, right? How far away are they from being able to put them in front of a client, feel comfortable, they can handle the meeting, handle themselves, present the firm well? At McKinsey, we used to look at these 4 areas. I imagine this is probably pretty similar for almost every other firm that you'd be interviewing for. Problem solving, this is just kind of your ability to think critically, reason, communicate your logic and thinking to somebody else and bring them along that logic path. General comfort working with numbers of data, that's a big part of the job, and so you need to be able to show that you are. And then intellectual horsepower, curiosity, horsepower, able to just kind of tackle a tough problem or an ambiguous problem and crush it. The proxy that a lot of firms use for intellectual horsepower tends to be academics. That's not to say that if you don't have a high GPA, you're shut out, but you just need to have a really good story of why you still have that intellectual horsepower, right? So maybe it was some other kind of standardized test score, maybe it was some other kind of contest you completed or some additional coursework that you've taken. But you do need to show that you've got that analytical mind and intellectual horsepower. If you don't have solid academics, the bar tends to be a lot higher for proving that. The second right below there is achievement, and this is really just what have you done? What have you accomplished? Right? Sometimes it's a bit tough when you think about folks that are just in school and maybe haven't had a ton of work experience. But even if you've had internships or if you've had part-time jobs, you've done work in student organizations and clubs, the way to think about this is how has that organization changed because you were part of it, right? Because you worked at that internship, because you led that club. What unique impact have you actually had? And what did you accomplish there? Part of what they're trying to get at is, does this person have the drive? When it's 1 in the morning and we need to rebuild the model or something like that, and we've got a client meeting at 9. Is this person just going to give up and walk away, or are they going to actually see this thing through, and they can actually have the tenacity to get it done? Not to say that that situation happens every day or every week, but it does happen, and you want to make sure that you've got somebody on your team that is capable and is kind of achievement oriented, and will really take ownership of stuff. The kind of tongue-in-cheek target person for McKinsey was, and I don't know if this is really the case, but what people would say was we're looking for insecure overachievers, which is a little kind of like a backhanded compliment to folks. But when you think about it, you want people that are always striving, they're not kind of satisfied for where they are and what's going on. They're always looking for, what's the next challenge? What else am I going to do? How am I going to prove myself at the next level? So that's kind of the context for that. The top right there, leadership. That's when you think about a consultant's job, a lot of it is to convince people that you don't really have any authority over, right? So you're talking to an executive at a company, you want to convince them that maybe some of the things that they're doing could be improved on, right? Because of what a competitor's done or what people are doing in a different country or whatever, a totally different industry. But your ability to bring them around to your point of view is imperative there. You can't just walk in and say, listen, you need to do what I tell you. You really need to bring them along. You also need to bring them in as part of the process, where you're leading people that really know more about their industry than you do. And And so your ability to kind of bring teams together, as a junior person in a consulting firm, you're not always working, you don't have consultants that you're leading, but you're often leading client teams. And you're also usually leading a lot of the support staff. And so, we used to have an analytics team, a graphics team, and a research team. And, when I was working on a project, I was responsible for kind of coordinating, motivating, making sure that all of those people got their pieces in place in time for us to be able to kind of run the analysis, package it all, and discuss it with the client. And so you do need to be somebody that other folks enjoy working with and want to work with, because you don't have the authority to force them to do what you say. And then slightly tangential to that is personal impact. This is just your ability to work as part of a team, your personality. Are you the type of person that comes across as honest and can be that trusted advisor to your clients, as well as somebody that will kind of be a good person in the team room, right? You end up all of consulting work is very team based, and it's important that you're somebody people like working with you. So at the end of the day, the big question, like I was saying, is this somebody that I would be comfortable putting in front of a client? And that's if that's the answer to that is yes, then you're in a good spot.